Good morning, everyone. Are you struggling with feeling productive? Are you just getting stuck at what feels like a wall when it comes to your motivation? Well, we're going to break down a productivity style and what I like to call almost a focus sprint that will help you break through that wall, work around it, and get stuff done. So we're going to basically tackle this in blocks or rounds. We're kind of pulling from the fighter style. For those of you that know, I have a professional fighter background, a martial arts background. We use rounds for our training as well as in competition. We have rounds. So we're going to think of this in a similar capacity. We're going to take rounds of productivity. I'm going to be setting a 20-minute timer for our work rounds. That's where we're going to be going through our productivity list and tackling things. What I would advise is 1 to 3 items you want to get done in the next 20 minutes. Maybe it's 1, 2, or 3. Try not to do more than that. If you end up doing all 3, cool, add more things to your list. But realistically, we're looking for 1 to 3 really impactful, productive things. Then we're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to breathe. We're going to stretch. And then we're going to go through that for a second round. So it's going to totally take 50 minutes between the 2 workflows and rest periods. Less than an hour. You could technically do it in 45 minutes because we're going to do 20 minutes, 5, and then 20 minutes. And you have to do another 5 after that. So it'll be about 45 minutes of the productivity pacing. With that being said, let's get into it. The key to this is going to be more or less quiet, pretty chill when it comes to all that. I'm also just going to, let's see if I can get my TikTok live up here as well. So we got Amazon, we got everywhere else. I'm just going to make sure that my microphone, which should be right here, it's obviously not, it's too far away. Let's get that set up as well. And we're going to get into this. Whoa, as I knock everything over, productivity sprint. All right. Yeah, let me pop this puppy right here so everyone will be able to hear me. And we got to figure out what's going on with these outlets. It's so cold, y'all. I don't know if you guys can tell from my hat attire, but it is cold here. All right, let's get live here. Boom. Got our snowball. Add that on. And voila. Okay, so again, let's get the timer started here. We're going with our first 20-minute workflow and productivity round. I'll take a 5-minute break at the end of this 20 minutes. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Let's get rocking. I will screen share so you guys can see this on StreamYard, which is going to Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitch. If you are watching on Amazon and TikTok, you are not going to see the timer, but don't worry, I will keep you posted. I've got the time rocking. We're also going to use my trusty Amazfit watch as a backup Pomodoro timer. I find it helpful to have a watch on because it vibrates. I've had the timer go. Now, it also, you can prompt it where it makes an audio signal, which I'll do for this round. But sometimes I forget to turn that off. And before you know it, the timer's up. And you don't notice, or I didn't notice. But that being said, let's get into it. Again, if you guys have questions, I'm going to have different kind of items and products kind of pinned, or I'll be working through them, the things that I'm using, especially keeping warm because it's chilly here in where I'm at in North Carolina. Hopefully everyone's healthy, safe, warm, all that good stuff. With that being said, let's get into it. Okay. Boom. And I'm also probably going to set up a workout live stream. We're going to be doing here probably 11:45 Eastern time. That's the first thing I'm doing on my task list today. The next thing, let's actually go to my journal for our product. One of the things I find helpful for accountability is just sharing, like, hey, what am I going to get done? Ooh, I'm going to update and finish editing my blog post. So I do blog posts for a ADHD coaching company called Shimmer. So we're going to be editing that up. I pretty much have them written. I just like to go through and edit them. And then we are going to go into setting up the live stream, which Carrie's going to be doing yoga on that one. I'm going to be, what's up? What's up? I see you. Look, how you doing? And then, yeah, at 11:30 or 11:45 Eastern time, I'm going to be doing a lower body workout. And then Carrie's going to be tagging in with a yoga session. But let me just plug in. Not doing it. This outlet is just not doing it for me. Let's see. Do you play Rocket League or Rocket League? No, but it looks like a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie. How about you, Brooke? You into that Rocket League life? Should I get into it? I feel like that it looks like a lot of fun, honestly. And for the ADHD brain chemistry, gaming. There we go. Now we got the lights on. Now we're rocking. Hopefully that looks better. Let's get my charger going. Dude, I spilled coffee yesterday, so now I'm like super sketch about how I plug things up and like spilling my coffee. Let's see here. There we go. Okay. Close that out. This. Okay. Boom. Okay. Jealous. I can hear Hope in the other room. My youngest daughter, my baby, and she's just like making like raspberry noise, like, and it's just hilarious to me. Doing all those silly things. Dude, it's fun. All right. No, I believe you. I've seen videos of it. It does look like a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm totally gonna have to check it out. Now, is it something you can play on the computer, or is it something you need like Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo? What's our gaming platform of choice with that? All right, let's see. I wonder if I can screen share here on TikTok as well. I'm gonna see if I can share my screen with you guys, so you can kind of see my timer and what's going down. No, it doesn't look like I can screen share. But yeah, we got. I'll just plug the nice warm hoodie and the beanie here, keeping my head warm. Okay. Blog post. Let's go. Shimmer. Let's check. Huh. No, it's not working. Over here. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Let's go through these edits. And I love me some data, so I'm going to read some numbers to you guys. So research shows that 20 to 33% of adults with ADHD also experience restless leg syndrome symptoms. Up to 43% of children with ADHD may experience restless leg syndrome symptoms as well. There's not know it. Can I have, or could I have restless leg syndrome and not know it? Yes, it is possible. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, this is like another one that's a great budgeting one. I can't wait for this one to go up. I'm gonna have to share all these blog posts with you guys once they're up. Okay. Subject line the point. Okay. I guess I didn't. I could have sworn that. Oh, that's totally why. Okay. Yeah, I put the wrong date. That's why. I was like, dude, I know that I. Yeah. Okay. I appreciate the hat love. Not wearing that. You're not wearing that hat, brother. Um, thanks, Monroe. Yeah, I'm actually. So to your point, I'm actually. This is another variation of the hat that we have, the LOF one. So the LOF one's my company. This is actually a collaborative brand, but we also have. I'll swap out. So how about that? Bam. Get the LOF, our snapback one. Boom. I got you. Bam. I got you. Look at that. We'll swap that out because actually I was getting a little. It was nice that the hat was actually doing its job, getting me warm. So I'll swap it out for this. But I appreciate the. Right. Yo, how's everybody doing with the weather? Looks like we got just under 10 minutes left here. And then I appreciate the sub, Brooke. You can also play Nintendo, Xbox, computer, PlayStation. You can't play on mobile. Gotcha. Yeah, so I know what you're saying, Brooke. It looks like you're the only person, but I'm actually like simultaneously live streaming on TikTok and Amazon. So there's different people in different chats. And you might only see it on YouTube, but I'm also on like Twitch and LinkedIn and Facebook. So I'll see comments across like all the platforms. So if it looks like I'm talking to someone and you don't see the comments where you're at, I promise you, I'm not crazy. Well, maybe I'm crazy, but there's other people. But yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have to check out Rocket League. Xbox and people, you can't play mobile. Yeah, I feel like a lot of live streamers have been like kind of gaming on that. Let me just go. All right, we got under 8 minutes left. Okay. Yeah, that's. Yeah. Let's look at some for unclaimed if I want to get some new articles going here. Okay, let's get that. How's this time we're doing? Yeah, like just around 7 minutes. Um, we're at that 5 minute mark, y'all. I'm getting closer to the end. Let me pull up Reddit. So I need everybody's help. Can I tag you guys? One of the things actually on my to-do list is to add value today. So what I typically will do is on my next sprint, I'm going to go into Reddit, Facebook, LinkedIn, one of the groups that I'm a part of, and look if there's like topics or questions I can add a just valuable piece of perspective. But if you guys happen to have a question related to your health and your fitness that I can help answer, I'm adding value while simultaneously live streaming. So if you guys have something that you've been pondering, you have a question on related to your health, fitness, wellness, anything like that, I'd love to add value, whether it's like lifting technique, nutrition, ADHD, anything related to those things that I can offer value as a coach, even if it's like product oriented or something like that, whether it's on TikTok or Amazon or whatever the platform is. I'd love to know what I can add some value for. So I'm going to ask that in the chat too, just for those that are maybe watching, not listening. Throw that in here. Because again, the goal is to add value. That's like an intention I set every week, is to come online and add value for people. Like just not even to charge for it, just to just straight up just add value. Now, obviously, I will go into different platforms. I know that like we'll have topics on it, but if you guys want to help me out and say, hey, this would be totally valuable, I'd love to speak to that. Okay. And okay, down to the last couple minutes here. And this coffee is like saving me right now. It is cold. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. Let's find. All right, so that's what we're gonna do. We're getting here into the home stretch here. We got like a minute and a half left on this final first round, and then we'll do a little breathing, a little stretching, a little balance activation, and then we'll get into round two of our workflow. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna close that out. Good. Ready. Okay. Okay. Hmm. See where we at time. Oh, we got like less than a minute. Sprint, y'all. Sprint. See, this is where it's always tricky when you have like a timer in the workflow. Is like I literally have like one more task to do that may take a little bit longer. Here we go. Than the allotted time. So time, boom. So that's where I like having the alarm. It's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna go on to here. I'm gonna let's reset. Okay. So I'm literally going to like have discipline here and actually hold myself accountable by pausing. I'm going to get back into the task. This is like a good practice of like, oh, I'm almost done, but I didn't quite finish it. But I know I'm going to get it done in the next round. So we're going to set a timer here. I'm going to share this tab. The first thing we're going to do for everybody watching is we're going to just kind of get away from our chair. If you're sitting down and if you're not like driving, for example, or something like that, we're just going to get away from our chair. We're going to focus on our breath a little bit. Lost connection to audio. Try sharing your screen again, restart your browser if this continues. Connection to your screen share audio. There we go. Okay, so take a nice, we're going to just focus on nasal breathing for the next like 30 seconds or so. So we're going to breathe in through our nose, out through our mouth. So we're breathing a nice breath in. Deep exhale. And the goal is to try and use our diaphragm or by our stomach instead of our chest doing the breathing. We're trying to use like our solar plexus to do the breathing. Let's do one more here. All right, so got a little bit of breathing in. Now what we're going to do is get a little bit of stretching. We're going to pair our stretching with our breath. One of the things I find helpful is like just doing a body scan during my breath. And something that's been jumping out for me lately has been my neck and my upper back. So we're going to continue to work through that. The other day I did some like neuro flossing for my neck. Today we're just going to go through some basic neck movements and stretches. So as we inhale, we're going to come to the center. As we exhale, we're going to go up as far as we can without pain or discomfort. Inhale. Back to the center, and then exhale, we're going to tuck our chin. We're going to do this for like 3 to 5 breaths. That's 2. That's 3. Now let's go left and right. So we're going to exhale first. All right, there's 3. So now we're going to go into the next one, which is going to be bringing our ear to our shoulder. So as we exhale, There's two. Let's go one more. All right, so now lastly, we are going to just do some kind of scapula movement, some shrugging. So we're going to inhale, bring it back and up, exhale, forward and down. Now we're going to go the opposite direction. And if that was helpful, Carrie's going to be tagging in with yoga in a little bit, along with my lower body workout. So you guys can get more of that. She covers a lot of that. Also, check the sweet Yankee pajama pants. That's what's cool about working from home and on the computer is I can do stuff like this. So the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do 30 seconds balancing on each leg. So this is really cool. What's cool about this, especially for those that have ADHD or neurodiversity or struggle with what we call executive function, organization, and systems, standing on one leg, working your balancing system, what's called your vestibular system, can help with impact of your executive function. Even though they're different parts of the brain, technically, like the prefrontal cortex is really responsible for executive function strategy, things like that. However, doing this type of a movement pattern, amongst others, can help and show benefit to executive function by working the vestibular system, also working the cerebellum. These can mimic and show benefit to these types of either emotional regulation, executive function, strategy, memory, things like that. So it's kind of cool to notice and work that. And you may, again, notice one side versus the other is feeling more or less stable. But again, doing 30 to 60 seconds on each leg can be really impactful based on what I've seen from other scientists and specialists tracking data on this and doing peer-reviewed journals. Another interesting one, we're just going to take the last 15 seconds here to kind of bring it back, get situated, and then I'll start the timer for round number 2. Another really cool, and I was just talking about this on a ADHD coaching call, was using your non-dominant hand. So that means I'm a righty. If I use my left hand to brush my teeth, do something I'd normally use my right hand for, it can be beneficial for our brain chemistry. All right, so let's switch our timer. We're going to go over to here. We're going to get 20 minutes on the clock. Again, I'm going to go back to my Pomodoro time. We're going to get another 20 minutes. And this is our second round. So let's get into our second sprint. And then after this, we'll wrap it up, bring it home. I have another meeting to get into afterwards, but kudos to everybody. I'm just going to throw my beanie back on because, dang, this thing is like, it's cold up in here. This is why I got my pom-pom edition on the beanie. You know what I mean? But keeping the head warm still, nonetheless. Okay, so decoding adult friendships. That's a clutch one. Okay. 2/3. Ma. And that's 2/3. Okay. I will set up. Process me. Future. Scooch this over. Oh no, my microphone. Dropping my microphone, knocking stuff around. Okay, let's close that out. Let's close that out. Those are good. Let's see if we got any questions coming in. What's up? What's up? Are you Canadian? No. Do I just look Canadian because it's like layered up and it's freezing right now? But what's going on, Luis? Is it Luis or Lewis? I want to say it's Luis, right? I know how to read. How you doing? But no, I am not Canadian. I'm American. We're in Western North Carolina. Yeah, I'm super cozy. It's actually like where I'm at in Western North Carolina. Louise. Yeah, thanks for bringing it. Yeah. I always doubt myself with like reading and names for whatever reason. I like had like speech issues as a kid, so random vulnerable share. But yeah, I'm in Western North Carolina, which is on the East Coast in the US, and we got hit with like a impactful winter weather storm, which we didn't get hit with as much snow, but it's just freezing. Like I'm from New York, so I'm used to like cold, but like I think my system's adapted a little bit to the south, so I'm used to it being a little bit warmer. So I'm just like bundled up and cozy. But yeah, how are you doing? How's the? I'm sure. Are you in Canada? Oh, nice. I have cousins in North Carolina. Nice. Yeah. Where I'm saying if you have cousins up in North Carolina, I mean, imagining you're further south. Are you like what? How do you hate New York? I mean, I can see how you hate New York actually, but oh, you're in LA. Okay. So is that like Louisiana, LA, or like LA, California? Random distinction. Okay, let's check everywhere. So we got our timer. Also, the other thing I always like to share for round two, not Louisiana. Okay. Okay, bro. Okay. Hard judgment. All right. LA, like LA. Um, cool. How's LA treating? I'm sure it's warm there, right? I'm actually gonna be out in Joshua Tree in like 2 weeks, or technically a week. Yeah, I'm like leaving in 8 days. Don't do me dirty like that. I mean, sometimes Louisiana's it could be fun. So let's go over what I'm doing. So I got my blog post done. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to set up the live stream that Carrie and I are going to do at 11:45 Eastern Standard Time, which for my West Coast peeps, if you're in LA, that's going to be 8:45. We're going to do a leg day workout combined with, I'm going to go first probably with legs, and then Carrie's going to do yoga. But actually, let me check in with her right now before I set this up. Hey, Care, I'm setting up the live streams. What time do you want? Do you want to do yoga first? All right, Carrie's going to do yoga first because Baby Hope's nap schedule. Oh, Bear, you want to come hang out with me? No, you just want to play with the foot massager? All right, you go do that. I'll be back. All right, so we're going to set up. Carrie's actually going to go first. She's going to start with yoga. So we're going to do a little yoga session, maybe 20 minutes, and then I'm going to get into like a 45-minute leg workout. So let's get that stream set up and scheduled. So what's interesting, I got to figure out how I'm going to do this simultaneously being live while also setting up a live. I think we can do it. I believe in us, y'all. Louise, you believe in us? We got this, right? How's everybody doing over here? Any questions? Doesn't look like we're any questions, but I'd love to hear if you guys have any questions, because that's the other thing I set for my goal this round is I'm going to go on to either Reddit, Facebook, or LinkedIn and just go into groups that I'm a part of and just try and add some value. So that's like the two things I'm focusing on getting done this round is getting the stream set up. All right, I communicate. We did that. Yeah, I got to figure out the storage unit schedule too. We reposted that. Yep, did that. I don't know. Message 20. That's where I get to use my handy dandy planner and just update things a little bit. I find it very helpful. Yeah, let me confirm about wellness concepts too. Sure. Stream. Okay. Yeah, this thing's been like, I highly recommend you guys leverage planner. Trying to figure out. Yeah, this thing. Okay. Nice. Okay. So now we got. Let's just check. Boom. Start checking. We're getting it. That's another thing too. I like running this. Like I have an extension for Amazon that is pretty clutch. Let me show you guys this. Actually, I don't know. It's probably the wisest move to like share the backend side. I don't know if Amazon's gonna be thrilled with that. So I'm gonna pass for now. But I'll check the terms of service and maybe I'll share some cool behind the scene kind of sneak peek dynamics you guys will want to see. So we got 10 minutes left on this workflow. We're just getting everything set up for our yoga and leg day sesh. Okay, Mike. Okay, let's do. We're gonna do 11:45 a.m. It's Eastern time. Let's get a dope thumbnail. Let's see what kind of awesome thumbnail you got for me. Kind of like this one. Maybe even this one. Hold on. Kind of like this. Boom. Let's get that scheduled up. Boom. I love technology. All right, let's see what we got. Where's my hat? Yeah, this season's definitely like a shirt and hoodie kind of season, or hat kind of season, I should say. Here. Let's enter the studio. It's so cool. I can even be in two studios at the same time. What's up, technology? Let's get in here. Take me out of this one. No, look at that. Oh, look, it's so that's going to be the next thing I just dropped is our yoga prep, and leg day is going to come up at 11:04 and after this. So make sure you're staying tuned for that. I'll leave this studio though. Drop out of here. See if I can go into TikTok. Wonder if I can simultaneously set up. Ooh. Yeah, so let's talk about this NAD for a second. So NAD as a supplement really quick, I just want to share this with you guys. This is one I think that's been making the rounds more recently for like a longevity product, and there is some validity to it. But one of the things that I always find helpful, no matter what product or supplement you get, you want to make sure that the actual brand is quality. And some of the easiest ways to do that is if whatever supplement brand you are getting doesn't have a third party tested, verified test, that might be a red flag because you might have something else in there that you don't want. Or if it's not NSF or certified safe for sports or things like that, that's like an immediate red flag. They can put whatever they want on it. But if it's not third party verified, it's not tested at a lab, if it's not safe for sport, even if you're not an athlete and you're not someone that has to pass a drug test, I highly recommend you be mindful and weary of what you're getting because you want to see the product itself verifying what they say is in it is actually in it. So any kind of supplement you're taking, I just popped up this one because on TikTok it has the NAD plus booster supplement. And let's actually just, the other thing I like to use is I have a website I'll use, quackwatch.org. I first found it when I was going through school at Stony Brook University. They said, hey, this is when I was going through the athletic training program and some of the like, as an athlete, like as a wrestler, learning how to like find what's safe to take, the having an NSF kind of thing, but also being able to search like, hey, if you search for this brand, it will have, if it comes up on this website there, that means there's been some kind of like fraud or they're like saying things that are in it and it's been flagged. It doesn't mean it's perfect, even if it's not on here, but this particular brand doesn't pop up. So that's like a relatively safe kind of indication, but it may also just be still new as far as a product, but just a little fun fact, fun share. Okay, let's do this. If I can set this up on TikTok. Let's go back here, schedule event. So we're gonna set up 11:45, boom, hour. Let's throw in our description. And bam, here we are. Okay. Okay, cool. So that's set. But yeah, I would highly recommend like investigating in like quackwatch.org or finding a website that you can use to help verify the quality of the ingredients. Because even I want to look up this. I'm gonna look up this brand again because it's one that I've like worked out to send me some products. But let's look at their actual website as well to see if this is a good example of. So look, let's share really quick. I'm going to their website right now, right? So we have, and you guys can't see this on TikTok, but everywhere else you guys can see this. So it's saying each ingredient targets a different pathway to story. So that's less important. Research-backed formula, okay, our supplements are produced at a GMP certified manufacturing facility, ensuring quality safety. So that's like helpful. Like, and there's different stamps. But basically you want to see at least something like that. My personal favorite thing to look for is NSF. So if it's NSF, so this says like, okay, not only like guarantee of your ingredients, but it's GMP certified. So it means it's saying that the manufacturer puts in exactly what it says. So you have safe ingredients. Still, this is the only thing I'd be wary of is like, I would love to, again, see a NSF certified stamp on this bad boy, but it does say third party tested, lab tested. That's crucial. Okay. So like trusted quality. Yes, they're doing those things. That's a really helpful sign that I just like to share with everyone as a strategy to look for. That becomes really impactful. Gmail check. Here's a small update I left for you. Go through it whenever you're ready. Ooh, interesting. What kind of Gmail you got for me, homie? But hopefully that's helpful as well. We got, it looks like less than 5 minutes here. We got the last couple of minutes. I'm going to stop sharing here. We'll go back to our timer. I got 3.5 minutes left. But yeah, this Infinity Vitality NAD plus booster. Now let's look, like, I'm just going to highlight a couple of fun facts. When it comes to NAD, now again, it's associated to longevity. It can also help with like energy, recovery. There's a variety of things. But one of the big pieces I find helpful is like looking at peer-reviewed studies findings on like, so you can claim whatever, right? You can slap whatever you want onto a label and say, oh, it does this, it's longevity, whatever. But it's like, actually, let's look at what the like peer-reviewed journals say about it. So I just kind of had AI do a quick gathering. Now, the thing is, when it comes to AI, when you're doing this stuff, fact check it. Like look at the actual references. So I always tell it to include these citations and I go link to them. So for example, in human trials, Yoshino, the Science 2021. So we're going to look that up. So NR supplementation improved muscle insulin sensitivity in older adults with prediabetes, also increased NAD levels without adverse metabolic effects. Bottom line, supported for metabolic health, especially aging populations, relevant for fat loss, energy, metabolic fixation. So again, it's important to like just look at these things and see where's the peer-reviewed journals and studies on this. That's the most important piece I always like to look for. And whether you're using like Google, AI, whatever, but like look at the actual references to make sure it's not just made up. Because like even I can come on here, any like whoever can just make content nowadays. They can claim whatever they want. Just even like I can make a label, right? I could take this, put whatever like flower in here, slap it, put a logo on it, and be like, oh, it's magic. You will never die if you take this. Or whatever. Now, eventually, if enough people complain to the FDA and stuff, it can get flagged, but it can go on for a while. So I just want to be mindful of that. And hey, how you doing, by the way? It's doing good over here. What's up, boxing? I love that name. I'm all about that boxing life. But it's good, dude. Just staying warm. How about you? How you doing? And is that the time? Yeah, that is the time. Look, oh no, we got 1 minute left. We're down to that last minute. Okay. Okay, let's check our messages. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got on Reddit here too. If we got any like insightful questions or ways I can add value. Okay, I think that one was already one I commented on. Here we go. Yes. Boom, and that's our timer, y'all. For our second workflow. I'm going to wrap that up. We'll stop sharing. Again, kudos to everybody for jumping in, hanging out. I'm doing good. Do you work out? Yeah, we're actually, speaking of working out, yes. So we're going to be doing a workout in less than an hour. I got a coaching call I'm going to jump on. Then we're going to come back in about 45 minutes, really 50 minutes. We're going to come back. Carrie, my fiance, is going to be doing a 15, 20-minute yoga session. Then I'm going to be following up with a leg workout you could do at home with resistance bands. We're going to get that set up. But that's going to do it at least for the live stream here. I'm going to go jump and get ready for my coaching session. I'll end all this stuff up. Thank you guys. And we'll be back in like 45 minutes. Hopefully boxing, you'll jump on that stream as well. Come work out with us. How about you? You enjoy working out? I see you got some boxing. You into like boxing, martial arts, all that good stuff. I think you'll enjoy the workout if you follow along as well. But yeah, we'll see you on the next one. I got to hop out of here. Later, y'all. Thanks for joining, tuning in. Oh, it's pretty cool. Yeah, man. Check it out. I think you'll like it. And even some of the other stuff I put up, I'll put it up more on Twitch as well. We're going to have some cool follow along, like at home band workouts, variety of different training programs. It'll be good.